Good morning, my friends, and welcome to today's live stream. I am pumped. The reason why I'm pumped is because we have something extremely special to share with you today. We have our future of trading, how danger signals can transform your trading strategy. Now, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because danger signals are the thing that can help us figure out when to sell. Have you struggled with that question before? Type into the chat, let me know. I know that my answer is that I've struggled with when to sell quite a bit. And one of the things that can help tip the scale into whether you should hold on or whether you should make some kind of a sale is the danger signals. So let's jump right in to the presentation. As we go through it, please type in your questions as we're going through, and we'll answer questions throughout. The whole point of this live stream is for it to be highly engaging. So make sure that you comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Let's jump right in. All right. So what are danger signals? Well, why are these things important? Danger signals are anything that you would consider to be an early indication that the potential momentum is shifting in the trade that you have. So could be a variety of things. It could be a down day on heavy volume. It could be a down week on heavy volume. Maybe some moving averages are getting broken. Maybe you have anchored VWAPs in there. Maybe you have some combination thereof. Danger signals can encapsulate a lot of different things for a lot of different people. The part that's crucial about it is that it's going to help you with your risk management and with making strategic decisions. So, how many of these signals are you getting all at once? Acting on danger signals, when and why? So, in general, I like to have anywhere between 6 and 9 danger signals to take an action. It's kind of like if you just have a bad day in the market, if one of your stocks that you're trading has a bad day, maybe it's time to sell, but maybe it's not. Maybe you get some action where price drops very suddenly, right? Have you ever have you ever had a stock drop very suddenly during the day? Maybe it looks hairy at the beginning of the day, but then all of a sudden towards the end of the day, it's closing near the top of the range and it's not that bad. That's part of the point of danger signals. So that way we could start to figure out, well, how bad is the action that we're actually seeing? Part of the way that I figure out how bad it actually is this right here. The threshold is going to vary based on where I'm at in the position. So, for example, let's say that you just opened up a trade. The trade is brand new, and then all of a sudden, price breaks out. It's looking good on day one, and then on day two, it's underwater. Does that trade deserve to be held? Well, depending on how many signals it's giving you that the momentum is shifting and maybe it's going to stop you out completely. Maybe you want to cut that thing out early, right? And take an even smaller loss. Maybe you're in the trade and you have a 20%, 30%, 40% gain in this thing, and it's earned the right to be held because it's produced profits for you. Perhaps you bank some of those profits, you put them in your pocket. It's nice. And you want to give this thing some more room. That's how I go about using danger signals, allowing it to vary based on if I'm early in the trade, in the middle of the trade, or later on in the trade. There's some danger signals that maybe you want to keep constant, maybe you want them to be later on in the trade, right? Some things that might be useful all the time, right? If price is showing extreme weakness, and we'll take a look at some specific danger signals in a minute, but if it's showing extreme weakness where price rallies, closes at its low, does all these things on heavy volume, starts to break support levels, those are the types of things where if they show up, I'm interested in getting out in a hurry. Other things, maybe they come a little bit later on, right? Like, so if you bought a stock early and let's say its relative strength is borderline, meaning how it's performing relative to other stocks in the market. Maybe it's underperforming slightly, but it's starting to break out. And then later on, you're later in the trade, and then it's still okay. Maybe it's starting to consolidate, but that relative strength line is starting to fall off a cliff. That's starting to tell you that this isn't the leader that it once was, and maybe it's time to start reducing or exiting. So there's different ways to look at these danger signals. There's a lot of value in even having this mechanism. Number one, it's going to help you mitigate losses and protect gains. But it's also the main thing that I love about this concept of danger signals is that it adds so much clarity to the decision making process. If you come up with a threshold of if there's X number of danger signals that will prompt an action for you, then it makes the decision-making process pretty cut and dry, doesn't it? If let's say you have conflicting signals, right? And I'll bring up the charts in a moment, but let's just say that you have four signals on a given day, but your threshold to sell a stock is six. Then it's pretty clear. Well, if there's only four danger signals, not time for me to take an action. Oh, well, there's six on this day, time to cut bait, right? It makes things a lot easier to see. So before we jump into the charts, if you have any questions whatsoever, type them into the chat. Let's hear them now, and we'll jump into the charts. See what we've got here over on Instagram. We're all over the place with this live stream. We're streaming to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Rumble. So let us hear what questions you guys have. There's a couple of places where we'll be able to find these danger signals. The first is going to be in this playbook that our members have. So, uh, in this playbook, there's a number of danger signals in here. What we've done is I've worked with Brandon on X. He goes as AmphTrading. Brandon, if you're out there, this tool that you're helping to create is absolutely amazing. Here it is in the flesh, right? So uh, one of my other friends that I just made friends with, this guy Greg over on X as well. He was talking about AAOI earlier today, and here's what AAOI did after reporting earnings. It fell hard. It's fallen to the tune of, let's see, well, what's the percentage that it's down here? It's down 35%. Rough day. Could that have been avoided? Well, let's go to the replay. Right, let's say that you were starting to think about it right over here. Right, let's say that you're trying to buy this breakout. Right, so on the breakout, it has a couple of danger signals. It's moving well. Then all of a sudden, it pulls back sharply. Right, and there's 9 danger signals on that day. Maybe you're out immediately right there. Maybe you moved your stop to break even as price broke out. But let's just say that you stuck with it. Price rebounds. Price starts to get going. Maybe you're starting to sell a little bit into strength over here. Then on this day, this was a rough day. 9 danger signals. For me, when I get 9 danger signals on any trade, that's prompting an immediate sale. Sometimes price recovers when you have danger signals, and then you might feel like, oh, well, I shouldn't have sold. But sometimes price does this, where price pulls back in a little bit harder, and then a little bit more, and then before you know it, you're down 35%. So just by knowing the types of signals that are arising, let's go back to this day here. You could start to know the types of trouble that the stock is getting into, right? Right here, it's showing price is closing near its low. Price is closing near its low on heavy volume. Price is closing below its 1.5 ATR. I like to look at 1.5 ATR. That's something that I believe we can customize. Price shows aggressive selling. There's an outside reversal bar coming. There's a character change. RS is underperforming the price action, right? Because price is pushing into highs. Meanwhile, the relative strength line is lagging the price action. Lots of danger signals on this particular bar. Here's a question that came in from Jake. What are the top 3 to 5 danger signals early on in a trade for you? Very good question. Let's bring up the spreadsheet here and walk through some of these danger signals. I'll go through the most common ones. It's not, when I'm thinking of danger signals, I'm not weighing the signals heavier or lighter. It's more of the accumulation of how many of them am I seeing at one time. The ones that I see most often are price closing near its daily low. For me, that's lower than 30% of its daily range. I'm seeing those things happen on low volume. When I see it start to close below its 5-day exponential moving average, that's one that I see very frequently. The reason why I look at the 5 EMA, maybe you're looking at the 10, maybe somebody else is looking at the 50. The reason why I look at the 5 is because I like to trade momentum and I like to trade high momentum. And when stocks start to close below the 5, that's one sign that momentum is starting to be lost. Now, you might be saying, well, that seems like, you probably get that danger signal very often. And I do. And it's also the reason why I want there to be multiple danger signals in order to prompt an action. That's why when I'm sitting at profits of say 20% or 30%, I'm looking for 9 danger signals to kick me out of the trade. Closing below the 5 EMA is probably going to be one of them, but if that's the only thing that it's doing when I'm up that amount, then that's not going to kick me out of the trade. Very good question. Let's go back to the slide deck. All right, so you saw the danger signals and the tool itself. Yeah, I guess I jumped the gun over here that the indicator is coming. The indicator is still in beta mode where we're working it out, but I'm blown away at its capabilities already, that you're able to go into this tool, and let's bring it up again, that you're able to put on this tool on your chart and it's going to highlight all the things that are wrong with the stock at a particular moment in time. There's also a way where you could link this thing to another cool indicator that Brandon created called the position heat indicator, where you could have your portfolio attached to this thing, to this danger signals indicator, and it will automatically adjust based on where you're at in the trade. So let's say that, like for me, I'm in Deckers right now. It's telling me that at this point, I've hit an R multiple, right? And I took some gains earlier today. At this point, price is closing near its low. There's still plenty of time left in the trading day. These danger signals adjust dynamically as the day progresses, and you'll be able to see what it is right now at all times. But there's only two danger signals on the day. For me, this is a hold. Here's another one that I recently entered. SHW, Sherwin-Williams. This is interesting, right? It's showing that there's multiple danger signals on this one. Price is at its low right now. It's flagging a character change. You roll over this, and it's saying that the advanced, that the ADR, the average daily range of the last 2 days, is larger than the last 10. There's lots of different things on here. Character change, RS is underperforming price. Well, we're still, there's still more updates to be made on this tool. I was just so excited to share it with you guys and what this thing is capable of. But there's even more that this tool is going to be capable of. One of the things that we're working on right now is to be able to project the next day's danger signals based on price. So, for example, if price fell to a support level, you can enter what that support level is, well, whatever level you're looking at, and it will tell you here are the projected danger signals for the next day. And that can help you adjust your risk profile in real time. It could help you figure out, well, should I hold? Should I sell a portion of it? My should I reduce my level of exposure here? This is such a game-changing tool. It blows my mind to even look at this. And even on the tool itself, I just saw this change over here. There were 6 danger signals a moment ago. Now it just dropped down to 5. This thing is adjusting in real time. It's absolutely amazing. So I usually forget to even mention these kinds of things, so I made a slide just to remind myself and to remind you guys. If you're liking this, make sure that you like the episode, subscribe wherever you happen to be watching, hit notification bells if those things are there. Um, and yeah, that's going to help you stay ahead in trading with our latest tools and insights. All of these danger signals that I just mentioned, all of them are covered inside the Trading Mind Wheel book, and we go a lot deeper inside the Trading Mind Wheel book, the philosophies, the where these danger signals came from, the history of them. They're all inside the Trading Mind Wheel. So if you haven't gotten the Trading Mind Wheel book yet, I highly encourage you to go read that book. And it's not only going to tell you about danger signals, it's going to give you insights into each of the 8 essential skills that are needed for trading mastery. Transform your trading. Get the Trading Mind Wheel today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and lots of other places where books are sold. And with that, let's do some Q&A. What questions do you guys have on danger signals? What questions do you guys have on anything else that is trading related? Scroll back through. IG over here, you guys over there on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, X. Get your questions in. Thought I saw something just flash over here on Rumble too. Here's another question from Jake. How do you use the portfolio heat indicator? Great question. The first thing that you need to do with the portfolio heat indicator is to download it. I have a whole bunch of indicators that I've favorited over here. And the portfolio heat is right there. So there's a lot that this could do. Right, so I just put in some dummy information into here to try to get a feel of how this tool works. And part of what it's able to do, you're able to put in the number of shares that you have. You're able to put in where you're entering different positions, where you're exiting different positions. I was testing this thing out on SMCI earlier. And if we put this on over here, let's pull up SMCI. It's telling us the amount of exposure that we have, the amount of open dollar risk, all these things. And part of it, it's adjusting dynamically in real time, as you can see. But the way that this thing works with the danger signals indicator, right? So it, and by the way, both of these things are free. The portfolio heat indicator, it's free. It's available right now. The danger signals indicator, it's not publicly available yet, but that's going to be free too. These things are just way too valuable to hoard them or to even charge for them. I just want everybody to be able to use these tools and get value from them. And yeah, just go grab the indicator. That's all I could say. Grab it, play around with the indicator. There's even more information if you go down to about the script. It's going to show you a lot of information on how to use the script itself. And it's absolutely incredible. Brandon's done a phenomenal job with this, and the fact that he's giving it away for free inspires me to want to do more as well. Other thoughts, comments, questions? Here's a question from Trader Help 101 on Instagram. What steps would you take on avoiding self-destruction? Deep question there. What steps would you take on avoiding self-destruction? I think that the first path to avoiding any sort of self-destruction is going to be getting closer to God. I think that if we frame the just to put a frame around the topic of God, I think that we all have a God. Whether you are Catholic like I am, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whether you're an atheist, everyone has a God, and that God is the thing that is most important to you. So, for some people, success is their God. For some people, their family is their God. For some people, it's hedonism or drugs or something negative like that, but you could have something that seems positive. My family is the most important thing to me. And then if that really is the case, your family is your God. Health is the most important thing to me. Your health is your God. I think that frame that way, we want to put something that is benevolent in that role of God, right? So why not put God in the role of God and allow that to be our way? And if we do that, I think that that's the best way to avoid self-destruction. Well, when I started to do that, my life changed fairly quickly, and that's I've only started to put God back in that role. eh, I'd say with less than 6 months ago, making it a primary focus for me. So yeah, that Trader Help 101. That's those are my thoughts on steps I would take to avoiding self-destruction. Great question. What other questions you got? By the way, for those of you that haven't joined the Mara Wealth newsletter, the Mara Wealth newsletter is free, and I will show you where you could go to get that. You can get it over on marawealth.com. Just go to marawealth.com, put your name and email in, and you'll be added to our free newsletter. There's a bunch of other free resources available on the website as well. Looks like we're out of time for the day. So I want to say thank you all so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. And I'll see you back here again next week. Take care, everybody. Much love. Peace out. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around to the end. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below and become a part of the Mara Wealth community. And make sure that you check out some of the other videos on the channel. They're exactly what you need to see. And leave a comment down below. I read all of them. Leave a comment.